I am here at Tucumán Airport in Panama City, Panama. For a flight to take off or to land, it takes a lot of people working together. In this episode, I'm going to talk about something that happened on the campus of the Bible School of the Americas. I'm here in Panama for the graduation at the Bible School. The Bible School of the Americas is a preaching school that was started in 1965. It is under the oversight of the Forest Park Church of Christ in Valdosta, Georgia. What I do is I try each December to come to graduation. I come a few days early for the graduation dinner and then for graduation, other activities, visit local congregations, etc. But this year, I did something a little different. We worked together on the campus to save a wild colony of bees. So watch this footage and I'll come back and talk about some lessons we learned. Thank you for joining me for another episode of Ministry Matters That Matter. Okay, my friend Francisco is trying to clear enough space so we can actually see where the bees are. Cece? That's some spoon. Okay, so you can actually see some comb there. And you can see, I just saw they were bringing in pollen. So what we're going to do is we're going to try to get them out of that tree and into a hive box. So we'll clear it where we can get to it, and then we're going to let them calm down and then begin to think about how we're going to get them out. There's a couple of different things that might happen. We would love to get the queen, but if we can't get the queen, then what we can do is hopefully get some frames of brood that include eggs, and they can create a new colony by raising their own queen. We can get some to move into that or move some into a hive box. All right, so we're going to start working on it. You see that particular home is lots of fresh brood. Sicker than all that larvae, but they would have all died if we hadn't done so. So they had nothing to eat. The students finished painting the boxes. So you've got the inner lid over there, and then we've got the base, a deep box, and a medium box. The students are painting today, getting ready for their graduation, which will take place here at the school on Saturday. This is a Bible school that trains preachers from all across Latin America. Any given year, we have 5 to 8 countries in Latin America represented. The students are putting frames together. They're actually much faster than I am. Más rápido de mí. Estoy despacio. We are back the next morning. Some of the bees are at a piece of the broken trunk, but we also know some, I think most, are in this hive. So you can see we're back here in the tall reeds. We had to cut our way back in here. Francisco had seen honeybees back in here and had worked his way in, and so we came in yesterday, cleared it out, and so pulled them out of that trunk. And the problem was getting the bees to stay in the bee hive, or colmena. That's the word they use for it. Finally, this morning, I think we've successfully gotten the queen bee trapped inside with a queen excluder. There's no more bees here like we had yesterday. This morning, almost all of them, a few nurse bees had stayed in the hive. They were all over here. So we have successfully moved them over here, and they, I think, will stay now. We'll wait and see, give them some time. Okay, we've done what we came to do. We now have the bees in this hive box, and they're in a good location. I think they will be able to stay fairly cool in the Panamanian heat. The hive box is close to the homes of some of the professors, so they can check on it, but not close enough that they would be a problem to anyone. They seem to be growing fast and working hard, and I'm happy with how things have turned out. We have truly been blessed. I thank God for giving us the bees so that the students can have some honey and some learning. A number of the students and some of the professors have learned a lot about beekeeping, and they're excited about learning more. As you think about that footage, I cannot help but think of all the people that worked together to save that colony of bees. First of all, to even have the hives there, I began a process some time ago of getting the bee equipment and the Bee Hive to Panama. Did it over 3 different trips, but we were struggling to be able to find bees. I mean, I had everything they need to start in beekeeping, but we could not get bees. No one in the area around Panama City could be found that would sell us bees. We couldn't get anybody to enter us online. So we didn't know what to do next. And then suddenly one of the teachers sends me a WhatsApp text a few weeks ago and says they've got a colony of bees in a tree that's fallen. Said, hey, I'm going to be there in a few weeks. I can help you and we can save those bees. But as I think about, I go all the way back to the Amish beekeeper who gave me the hive parts separate. In other words, they weren't put together yet, so I could fit them in my luggage. I think about the students who helped me put the hive parts together, who helped me paint the hive, who helped put the frames together and inserted the sheets of wax. I think of the teachers and students who helped me to get the bees out of the broken tree trunk. And I mean, just a lot of people. There were, 10 to 15 people involved in that process. It's a reminder of me of what can happen, or to me of what can happen when God's people work together. We were intended to work together. Think of that word fellowship. They continued in fellowship. It's just the idea of a shared life. They shared life together, and God wanted Christians to share life together. In ministry, sometimes we can have a tendency to be lone rangers. Sometimes we think we might do it better or faster, or we're afraid someone else will do it better than us. Sometimes we don't want to bother other people, or sometimes we would love to have help, but no one will step up. Sometimes we try to do too much by ourselves, and sometimes it's for good reasons. Other times it's for bad reasons. What I want us to challenge us to do is to involve other people, reach out to other people. As preachers, create relationships with other ministers and church leaders that will refresh us and we will refresh them. Involve other people in projects that we are leading or we are involved in. Push them to the front, give them attention, give them encouragement and support and resources and training. If we're not equipped to train them, then let's bring in someone else to equip and train them. If we go to Ephesians chapter 4, he talks about apostles, prophets, evangelists, pastors, and teachers, that those leadership positions are in part for the equipping of the saints for works of ministry. Part of our job is to help others to find their ministry. I just want to challenge us in this episode not to be lone rangers, to reach out to others for support and encouragement. We need it. And give support, encouragement to others, to involve others. Let others join us in God's work. It'll do three things, and maybe more, but there are three that stand out to me. First of all, it will refresh us and allow us to last longer in ministry. Number two, it's the responsibility of every Christian, thinking about Ephesians chapter 4, verses 11 through 16. It's the responsibility of every Christian to use their gifts in ministry for God. So when we include others, it allows them to fulfill the responsibility they have to God. And number three, it will build up the church. The church will grow and will be better prepared for the future, not only getting more work done, but with more leaders who are equipped to face the future. It will be more inclusive and involve others. So I hope that you were moved and thought of these lessons as you thought about our helping those bees. I just want to challenge us to include others, to be team players. Thank you for joining me for another episode of Ministry Matters That Matter.